So I don't know. My mom's coming up Monday. So my mom said it's confirmed that she's coming up Monday. So my mom is actually coming up Monday to see me. Um, my mom wants to help me get some stuff brought over to Goodwill. She wants to help me get some stuff brought over to Goodwill, but I kind of had one of those stern talks with my mother. At least I was going to start having it, and then she kind of shushed me a little bit. But I kind of had one of those stern talks with my mother, like I don't really want to move to Arkansas. I don't know what your situation is. I don't know if you're getting evicted or not, but I didn't plan to move to Arkansas. I didn't plan to change my life to just get up and move to Arkansas. I planned to stay in Connecticut at least and experience more things in Connecticut that I haven't yet to experience. So I kind of just had that talk with her. Of course, my mom's my mom, and she's stubborn. But the big thing is my mom needs to find out if she's evicted or not. Because if she's not evicted, I can probably try to. I have to call. I have to call her. I have to call her landlord and try to get an application because I used to live there a long time ago, but because I'm no longer younger and stuff like that, I have to fill out a whole nother lease. I have to fill out a new lease and then a new lease to, live there and stuff like that, so I could live there and stuff. So I would have to fill out a whole nother thing to be able to live there and, information and all that other jazz, My mom's trying to get me to move to Waterbury. I don't really want to move to Waterbury, but she says there's apartments by the park. There's apartments in the park in the park near Waterbury. By the mall in the downtown area. I could walk in the downtown area. There's apartments down there. They're right close to maybe the events of the park and things that are going on, and but I don't know. Right now, everything seems up in the air. Everything seems up in the air as far as like what's gonna happen. And some of that's my mom's stupidity because she wanted to get back at me and throw it in my face that this guy's been helping my mom. That she wanted to help. She wanted to throw it in my face that this guy helps her out a lot more and he does a lot more for her more than I ever did. More than I ever did or ever will do. So she said she threw it in my face. She kind of got her karma, and she's kind of getting. She's kind of possibly getting evicted. I mean, she's not sure whether they're going to evict her or not. That sounded like they were going to evict her because of the situation, but my mom's not necessarily sure now. Now she's kind of playing like I don't know. She's not sure, but she's getting rid of a lot of stuff anyways. My mom said she got rid of like 25 to 23 bags of stuff, of clothes and stuff, trying to downsize and make sure she doesn't have a lot of stuff that she has to move and stuff if she did have to move, which she would be moving down to Arkansas. But I did have one of these conversations with my mother, and I said, Mom, look, I don't feel like moving to Arkansas. I felt it was very inconsiderate. I feel like it's very inconsiderate to me. I feel like if I would like to move back home, or I would have liked to move back with my mother. I mean, I don't want to live. The thing is, I don't want to live with my mother. The thing is, I don't really want to live with my mother. But if it means even if a temporary fix until I can find another housing area somewhere down in Waterbury and find another housing area down the Waterbury, Naugatuck area, I would do so. I wouldn't want to live in Torrington anymore. I mean, I think the neighbors here and I have had our trials and stuff to the point I'm done really socializing with a lot of the neighbors. But and there's been multiple incidences with the neighbors, and I don't even want to like really get into it all. But my mom's kind of at that point too, where she would almost like to move me, and not have to have me deal with that. I mean, in some cases, I was already told because of some of the cases and incidences, I was a couple steps away from getting evicted anyways because of my situation here and how people are elderly, or some people are elderly even though they cause drama and like to instigate and yell at you, and then you happen to just react, and because you react, you get to be the victim because you're not the elderly person, So I'm at the point now where it's like but nobody wants to be yelled at. No child or no grown guy or nobody really wants to be yelled at or disrespected. I mean, people just need to talk with people with respect. I mean, people can start yelling at people or threatening people. There's an issue, but people are gonna throw that back in my face, I'm sure, saying, "Oh, well, you threatened us" and all this other shit. So, whatever. But, for the most part, though, I mean, I was talking to my mother about the situation because I was thinking about possibly moving back home. I mean, I don't really want to move back in with my mother. My mother thinks we're going to be a team, and we got to be a team because I'm not adult enough to not be, to not have to be a team with my mother and not handle my own business and my own situation. I mean, I'm an adult here. And I'm struggling just to be able to figure out my own situation here. And happy 444. It's now 4:44 p.m. when I say this. It's now 4:44 p.m. when I say this. So happy 444. So if that's not a sign from spirit, I don't know what is. That's my first divine number in probably about the last couple of days. So, but anyways, just trying to get this off my chest because it's like I would like to be able to experience Connecticut some more. My mom did say about taking the bus to Waterbury together, taking the bus down to the mall, or taking it to the red, white, and blue thrift store she loves so much, or doing something like that where, we could take the bus and we could try to get together and do what we have to do to try to, get together and go do something, and I would be near the mall and stuff. My mom thinks they're going to close the mall down because they're closing malls and everything else down at this point. But if it means meeting new people, and finding new relationships and stuff like that, I would move. I would definitely move. I would definitely move at this point and just move forward because the relationships down here are not cutting it for me. They're not really cutting it for me. I mean, I thought this would past relationship with a friend, which we were supposed to be friends, although I don't feel like they were being a really good friend to me, and have my doubts and my issues with the friendship that I feel were kind of plagued to the reason why I stopped talking to them. But I mean, obviously I feel like, we're not going to talk to each other anymore regardless at this point. But, never mind that there were 3 guys that wanted to ask them out for food or coffee, including myself. And, it's a thing right now where, everybody wants to like bark at her bit. Basically, everybody wants a piece at that bit, and everybody wants to bark at her like a kennel of moaning men. Basically, just for attention and time, and it's really fucking annoying. But for the most part, I'm just chilling at this point. I'm just chilling and doing what I gotta do. There's not much to really say. Except my mother's coming up here on Monday. Monday she is coming up here, and we're probably going to the Chinese buffet. We're going to do what we have to do. My mom said I might just put my stuff in plastic bags and donate the boxes, donate the boxes to Goodwill in plastic bags or something like that, and try to donate stuff and get rid of it all and not have to worry about stuff. Or maybe just double bag the plastic bags and put stuff in plastic bags and try to, carry it off to Goodwill, I mean, I can get some of it out of here. It's not really ready. I mean, I still got a lot of stuff to go through. I mean, I have a lot of stuff in here, but if I can get some of it out of here ahead of time, I'll get some of the room out of here. My mom's got a keyboard I gotta give her. She has her stuff. She has some stuff I had for her that I was almost gonna send her in the mail. I don't have to send it in the mail. I'm giving my mom a Keurig because I found a brand new Keurig. Well, not really a brand new Keurig, but I found a used Keurig downstairs, brand new used Keurig coffee maker on our giveaway table that somebody was getting rid of. So I was going to keep it for me for an extra, but I'm going to give it to my mother because my mother said she had a problem with her outlet and the outlet blew out her Keurig. So the Keurig that my mother had, she doesn't have anymore because the outlet blew it out, and she lost her Keurig. So I'm gonna give her the Keurig, the extra Keurig I have, because I don't have really room for it. I have an extra coffee pot, but I don't have really room to put the extra Keurig unless I get another storage bin or something and put the Keurig in the storage bin and hold on to the extra Keurig just for the hell of it, because they do cost a lot of money, But regardless, I can't keep holding on to stuff in here because this place is absolutely atrocious. But I mean, it's not like atrocious. I mean, everything's kind of, some stuff is neatly in storage containers, but it could be better in here. It could be definitely be better in here. Of course, my mom says if I ever move back home, I take my dressers, I take my computer, I take two of my bookshelves, I take anything else that I want, and everything else I don't want, I chuck out and I throw out in the garbage, or I leave it here for whoever to take, But I'll probably just throw out my bed and throw out some other things like my couch and everything else, and just try to make sure I don't bring it with me, and then so we can actually replace some of that as things go on. But I was almost thinking about moving back home. It's been a bit of debate I've been having with myself about moving back home. Will it really be worth it to move back in with my mother? My mother gets controlling. She gets very much like, she doesn't always treat me like an adult, and she gets very controlling and very religious, and her religious outringing has a very big outlook on how she tries to control my life, and it's one of those situations that are not always good for the mental health. She says I'm in your corner, but yet she doesn't realize that where I am in life and where she is in life are two different things, especially spiritually. So it's one of those things which you got to like really wonder and wonder what to deal with, Of course, she could drag me to church too. I mean, she can drag me to the conservative church and say, "Oh, you got to go pray and got to go do what you got to do," and I'm like, But anyways, I got Christmas cards. I actually wrote Christmas cards out for my mental health workers. I wrote Christmas cards out for my mental health workers, and I wrote open at Christmas on them. I'm gonna cover this one, but I wrote open at Christmas on them. So I have a bunch of Christmas cards I wrote for my mental health workers, and I was gonna, next mental health worker person I was gonna talk to, I was gonna try to see if I could pass them my Christmas cards, out early, so that way I don't, so that way they're out of here and done, But I'm at the point now where it's just like, my mom got a Christmas card in the mail. I'm not gonna lie, my mom actually got a Christmas card in the mail because I didn't know if she was staying there or not staying there, so I sent her a Christmas card early. So I mean, I did what I had to do. I sent her a Christmas card early, and I just had to do what I had to do. But I don't know. I would live here, but this building has had so many problems, and I don't want the elevators to stop working in the winter, and me being screwed for the winter and stuff. And this is us kind of going back and forth. And of course, she put me on hold to put this guy to like temporarily, stay with her because she needed the help and stuff, and she fell and she needed the help and stuff, and she didn't think I was gonna help her, and she was being selfish about it because this guy was doing everything she asked. Like, you got to do everything she asked, and she's got to get her way with everything she asked for. But so this guy basically started, temporarily living with her. My mom's like, "Oh, don't tell the housing people that," but this guy temporarily lives with her, and that's the reason why she got kicked out, because he wasn't reported on the lease, or he wasn't reported that she needed the help, that she needed help because, with whatever she needed help with, and because she wasn't really supposed to have him staying there for long periods of time, under her roof, because that was a violation of the lease, and her neighbors or somebody complained or had issues with it, and he was, called the undesirable man, basically, coming to the house, because he looks like a bum, basically, who struggles with his mental health, and, I don't know. I've heard all kinds of stories, but, I don't really care for the guy, especially being her son and being told I'm not a good son because I don't help enough and stuff like that. I wasn't happy, I thought it was kind of abusive, I thought it was kind of abusive, Actually, it was kind of abusive. I mean, the way that actually turned out, but the way that actually was thrown in my face when it originally was thrown in my face, I told my therapist about it. I said, my mother actually said this to me, and she actually said this to me, and she actually did this. And he was like, wow. I'm like, yep, she sure did. people don't catch the abuse of my mother. My mother thinks because she's my mother, she can, she can verbally and mentally abuse you as well as she sees fit. But that's not necessarily the case. My mother needs to get it together and get a grip on her actions. She doesn't realize she failed as a mother in some cases growing up, having me grow up. She's failed as a mother. She has failed as a mother. She not completely, but she has. There's reasons why she's failed in the past as a mother. Where we're kind of moving on from them as me being a grown adult man and being able to live on my own and being able to take care of myself on my own and not have to really deal with my mother. But if I had to go back with my mother, my mother still thinks of me as her child, which every mother thinks of their kids as their child. But for me, it's like I don't necessarily feel that as a grown adult that you should really have to be a mama's boy, because of stuff. And I need to drink something. My throat's getting scratchy again. Spirit doesn't want me to get the message out, or somebody doesn't, but I'm trying to. mm. Mm. Oh. Okay. Anyways. I just wanted to say that my mother is coming up on Monday, though. My mom's coming up on Monday. We're gonna go to the Chinese buffet. I'll probably load my plate like 2 or 3 times, like I normally do. I'm the two times at the latest. I'm a lightweight now. I'll load my plate up 2 times at the buffet at the latest. But usually the first plate I have at the buffet is usually the biggest, so I can't complain, But I'm just chilling at this point. I'm trying to do what I gotta do. I'm not really making effort in here. Be honest with you, I'm just sitting around. I'm sitting around and trying to go forward, but I'm taking my time. I'm taking snail paces on going forward with my life from the situations and things I'm trying to leave behind. I'm taking snail paces because I'm still kind of emotional about things. I'm still kind of really uneasy about things, and watched a tarot card reading probably about 2 or 3 hours ago, and I actually burst down in tears. I literally burst down in tears. Something she said, something about what she said, and then my response to something else, and it just made me burst down in tears, and I actually started crying. So I didn't really want to show my face at all on Facebook after that, but But the main thing is my mother's coming up. Monday. Mom's coming up Monday. I got stuff for her. I'll probably take pictures with my mother. I'll probably take loads of pictures at the buffet, I gotta cherish these moments, who knows how long these moments are gonna last, or how long I'm gonna have these moments to really, really enjoy my mother. My mother's the only person I got right now. It's not easy working with my mother and trying to level with my mother. My mom's like, oh, if you really live with me, we can level together. We can talk it out. We can level. But it's not always easy to level and talk with my mother. It has to do with our star signs. It has to do with our personalities. It has to do with our upbringings. That, she's very conservative. I'm not as conservative. She's a Taurus. I'm a Sagittarius. Tauruses and Sagittariuses have a lot of arguments and fights. And, it's just like the makeup of our personalities. It's just not really a good thing that where we get along. So, I think Tauruses and I suck at love. We try at love, but we also suck at love. Eventually you just got to get away from the Taurus, because it just does not work for the overall view of a Sagittarius and the overall Sagittarius's growth. But anyways, I'm getting offline because I got a lot of other things I got to go do. It's almost about dinner time. So now I got to find something else to pop in the microwave, the oven, or the stove, and try to cook something for dinner. But I mean, I'm just chilling out at this point. I mean, there's not really a lot of money to really do anything, but I'm going through things. I'm going through food items and stuff, and I'm trying to donate and do what I can too. Mom's not the only one who's trying to donate and stuff. And I was thinking, my first thought to myself is like, there must be something in like the sign of Taurus and the sign of like, and certain signs and stuff for certain signs that, you know, are making certain signs be able to achieve and be able to do a lot more in the stars right now, because my sign as a Sagittarius seems to not be feeling like a Sagittarius. Usually we're happy, we're go-lucky, we're optimistic, we're very flirty, you know, we're very open, we're very flirty, you know, and we flirt a lot with a lot of different people. We don't really just focus on one person, but I'm caught up on one person because I really wanted a friendship to work, and that whole situation just went to hell. So, you know, I don't know. I'm at the point now where I'm just trying to do what I got to do, and if I could move, if I could just get away and just take some stuff and just go, I would do so. So, but anyways, I'm gonna get offline. I got shit to do.